Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you well. In today's video, as you can see from the title down below, I am going to be starting a Project Level Up series. Now, if you don't know, this series idea was brought to life by the lovely Sophie Alexandra here on YouTube. I will leave her channel link down below, as well as her most recent introduction video for her 2025 Project Level Up. I just watched that to recap a few of the rules because I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently to how Sophie introduced the idea, because I am so far off hitting pan on basically all of my eyeshadow palette collection. I am so far off that I feel like I need to give myself a little bit of leeway. So I'm just going to be going through the levels by use. So I have picked, and she also completely randomizes her eyeshadows and picks at random. I don't do well with the randomization aspect, so I am going to be choosing the palette and I'm not necessarily going to be hitting pan. But other than that, the levels, I'm going to be that's what I'm focusing on, the levels. So level 1, I just need to use all of the shades in the palette one time. And then level 2, I need to use them again 2 more times. Level 3, 3 more times, etc. Up to level 5. Then when I get to level 5, I am going to be picking another eyeshadow palette. In that time, I may well hit pan. I don't know, because I am so new to project panning. This is only the second eyeshadow pan series that I have ever undertaken. I will leave the other one linked up here. I started it a couple of weeks ago. I'm really going in hard, but I feel like these palettes complement themselves quite well. So I'm excited about using both of them together. I'm excited about using the Pan That palette by itself. I'm excited about using this one by itself. I'm just excited about all of it. So if you want to see updates from me, you can subscribe down below. But let me introduce to you the first, hopefully the first of many, but the first Project Level Up palette for 2025. It is Colourpop Sweet Talk. I am so excited about this palette. So I will put some video clips in here of what this palette looks like inside. As you can see, I am a way off. I am a way off hitting pan on any of these shades, but I am hopeful that we will start to see some sort of progress after I finish this series, after I get to level 5. I'm hoping that there will at least be more of a dent in some of these shades, if not all of them. But the matte shades in this, I just find beautiful on my eyes. Truly, I have blue eyes, I have very fair skin, so I feel like these pinky tones really suit my complexion. I really feel like I can get a lot of use out of this, coming into spring, and I also feel like I can get a lot of use out of this with my Pan That palette for the year. So there is one shade in this palette which is called Prima Drama, which is a glitter. It's a chunky glitter. I will be using it. I'm not excluding it because it's a glitter, but I do feel like that is a shade that I'm going to struggle with the most, because as much as I am a magpie, and truly I am, but I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of that shade, truly, because it is it is a glitter, and I'm not necessarily going to wear a glitter just for work, but all of the other shades are very, very easy for me. Now, I have heard various people talking about Colourpop eyeshadows in the panning community. Some people say that it's very easy to pan Colourpop, and some people say it's very hard. So I'm not necessarily aiming for pan, I'm just aiming for usage. So I'm gonna create a look with you today. I am going to use just this palette today, see see how we go. And that will be my first uses up to level 1. So hopefully I can dip into a few of these. I don't really know what I want to do, but obviously there's only so much that I can do with like a warm peachy eyeshadow palette. So let me zoom you in and we can create my first of many sweet talk looks. Okay, so I'm not going to be using any sort of eye primer today. I've just got my concealer over my eyes. I'm just tapping out any of the creases because I've got eyelids that move. So I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush and I am going to dip into I feel like I can go either like more brown or more pink. Let's go more brown today. So I'm going to start with Work It, this matte shade on the top row. I do actually think that this is probably my most used shade, that Work It, because it's just a beautiful, warm, transition-y sort of a tone for me. So just going to wiggle that through the crease a little. So that's just a little wash of that shade. I did pack it on a little bit darker on the outer corner, but I love these warm tones. I just think that they suit me so much. I love the way that my eyes look the most intense blue next to that warm orangey toned brown. I simply love it. So I think now I will go in with West Side, this darker brown. I will use a slightly smaller brush and I will just dip into that ever so lightly because obviously I've already got the rest of my like foundation and everything on, so I don't want this to go too crazy. They are quite powdery, which is good if you're thinking of usage or like hitting pans rather, because obviously if there's a lot of kick up then that's, I mean, not that it's a good thing because you want to be using your products, but in terms of like hitting a pan, you'll get there quicker, which I am honestly happy about. So I will also put a bit of this under my eyes. I love a smoky under eye, so a bit of that shade under there as well. And then I'll just go back in with that first brush to blend that out. I'll just try and tap that across the lid a little bit. Soften that down. I love these tones. Oh, I love them, and I feel like I could do like it to this level and then I could put like a duochrome from my Pan That palette all across the lid. Done. Sorted. I did purposefully pick these knowing that I could use them together. So very, very happy with how that is looking. A little blend across there. So what do I want to do for shimmer? I feel like I'm instantly drawn to this one. Early Morning. Perfect. In a Yorkshire accent. So this is glittery. Like if I just show you that on my finger there, you can see it is glittery, but it's not as glittery as Prima Drama, which is chunkier. And I just don't know. I mean, I will absolutely use that at some point, but I feel like I'll need an occasion for that. Whereas Early Morning, I can just use early in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, you know? So let's just take that, tap that across where the concealer is still a little sticky across my lid. It will probably, if I'd have thought even a little bit ahead, I could have used an eye primer because I knew that I was going to use something a little bit shimmery, you know? But I'll just deal with the consequences of fallout later. I do really, really like this shade. It's still something special, this shade, but I just feel like where it's slightly smaller flecks of glitter, it's maybe a little bit more wearable for an everyday. do really, really like it though. So I'll just take that smaller brush that had the darker brown and blend that over the outer edge. See if I can disperse that colour a little bit more out there. Then take the fluffier brush and disperse the front section. It's a very, very pretty glitter. It's very, very pretty. So I want a smaller brush to do something right on the inner corner. So I'm just going to take a little like pencil brush and I'm going to go into, it's quite hard to read because the packaging is like reflective, but it is side to side. This one here, beautiful, beautiful inner corner, and slightly finer glitter as well. I feel like the difference in textures in the, like the mattes are the same, but the textures in like the glitters and the shimmers is really, really beautiful. Oh, I've got a cat hair attached to my eye. I think it's gone. So just going to pack that side to side shade right onto the inner corner there. Very, very pretty. And I feel like that over where the early morning shade is as well sort of softens that all down a little bit. This adds a little bit of pink. Very, very pretty. I like that shade. And I also like that there's a light matte if I wanted to do a matte in a corner, because I do that quite a lot. So I'm just going to take a little like liner brush and I'm going to go into the darkest colour, which is Feel Free. I'm just adding letters now, and I'm going to try and do some sort of smoky-ish wing. I always want a wing, so I just want to try and deepen up along the lash line a little bit and smoke it out a little bit as well. Like, I don't want it to be too dark, but I do like there to be that little bit of definition, you know? So I'm happy with that side. Now I just need to make it the same on the other side. This is where I really need to concentrate. I need to... 2025 is going to be my year where I repeatedly say sisters, not twins. I need it tattooed on my face. Sisters, not twins. Close enough. Close enough. So I'm just going to add a bit of mascara. I might go for a brown mascara. And then we're done. There we go. So mascara is done. I did go for a brown. This is just one from Primark that I'm actually really loving. It lasts very, very well on me. It's the PS Pro Extreme Lash Mascara in brown. Really, really like that one. So much so that it makes my eyelashes so long that I'm going to have to wait for this to dry underneath and then scratch it off with a cotton bud. It might come off now. Yeah. Makes my lashes so long that it gets all over me. But this is my first of many looks with the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette for Project Level Up. So I just managed to use 1, 2, 3, 4. I just managed to use 5 shades out of that already. I'm halfway there. This is what I mean about it being quick. This is what my attention span needs. Quick, snappy, what I never am when I'm doing these outros. Let me zoom out. So I would love to hear if you are taking part in any eyeshadow based project pans this year. Are you doing Pan That Palette? Are you doing Project Level Up? Like, what are you doing? What palettes are you using? How do you feel? Are you well? I want to know all of it. I want to know all of the details down below because I am so nosy. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you planning a Colourpop palette and how do you feel about it? Because honestly, I have had this for some time and these pans still look brand new. And it's like, it's fairly deep as well. The pans, surely to all it is good, the pans can't be that deep. Please. But I would love to hear down below what it is that you're doing, if anything at all. I want to know all of the details. Leave it down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see updates from this series. Give this video a thumbs up if you've made it to the very, very end. That does help me out ever so much. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.